Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Listen, you know the deal. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not, because I hear that's very important, even though I don't know why. But do it anyway. And if you want to help support the channel, we do appreciate our supporters. And anybody who donates for the rest of this month, leave me your best email address when you do. And I have a new book coming out about Cambodia. It'll be out in about 3 months, but I'm already trying to gather people who want to read it. So if that's you and you want to read it, you can donate any amount at the links down below. I have PayPal and Ko-fi.com. When you donate, leave me your best email address. I'll compile them into a document. And if you've already donated this month, you're already included. So no worries there. And also, I have a link down below where you can purchase any of my other books. Not just the ones you see on your screen, which are my horror books, but others as well, including my first book about Cambodia called Live in Cambodia, a guide for living in the Kingdom of Wonder. So check that out if you want to. So today I want to talk about the Kingdom of Wonder. And it is a wonder. If you plan on living here, and I'm not talking about people who just want to come here as a tourist or just to visit, but if you actually want to live here full time, the wonder part of Kingdom of Wonder is that this can be a place of great beauty, great generosity, and great kindness. And it can also be a place of brutal ugliness and sometimes, a lot of times, depressingly poverty. And when you're living here, you have to be able to balance those things in your mind, if that makes sense. If you want to live here and have the full effect. Cambodia is not a country you really visit. It's a country you actually have to experience to know what I'm talking about. It's like, I believe, the second smallest country in the world. The minimum wage at a factory job, like a garment factory here in Cambodia, the minimum wage per month is only $200, or a little bit over that now, I guess, but like $202. But that's working in this hot garment factory 6 days a week, 8 to 12 hours a day. So obviously that's not a lot of money for the work you put in. And most of the service people, like the retail clerks and the waiters and waitresses at restaurants, they generally only make about $120 to $150 a month. And yet, despite that, you'll see such generous acts of kindness towards not only other Khmer people, but foreigners as well. And I have been lucky enough to have received some of that kindness in my 7 years over here, without having to ask, without having to talk to anybody first or anything like that. And as I said, you can walk down some streets here, even in the heart of Siem Reap, Cambodia. You can walk down some streets, and you can see what you're seeing now. You see buildings and businesses and motorbikes and cars and tuk-tuks. But there are other parts of town where you can just see a lot of nature. The other day, I walked over to my buddy Kelly's house, his channel, Autumn in Asia. That's linked down below. But I was walking over there, and I decided to do something I've never done before. I decided to ask Google to give me an alternate route so I could save 5 minutes of my walk time. And I did that because he only had an hour. He's a very busy guy. And so I said, okay, well, let's save 5 minutes. Give me this alternate route, Google. And they did. And for the first time in like 5 years, I wound up being completely, utterly lost. It took me down a road that was just nothing but a gravel path that led off to a couple branching intersections, which I tried to go down one that was a dead end. I tried the other one, and it led me to more little alleyways and little streets. And now this is like right in between like two major roads, but this whole area seemed to be like, I don't know, man. I was completely lost. I had no landmarks. I tried to bring up Google Maps, and it just kept saying they were trying to locate my GPS. So I had no idea how far I was from where I wanted to go, and I kept walking and walking and walking. I tried to shave 5 minutes off my walking time, and I wound up spending about 10 minutes extra than I would have if I would have just taken the main route, down the main streets. But while I was in that area, the people there were very, very just outstanding. Like, they just kind of looked at me and said, where you go? And I was like, oh, I'm trying to go to Sacram area. And they were, oh, go that way. Oh, okay. And I'd go that way, but then I'd come more crossroads, and I don't know which way to go from there. But eventually, because of all these people who were trying to help me, I wound up finding my way. And they didn't have to do that. Like in the United States, you see somebody walking on the road, and they're obviously confused in whatever city you're in. And it's like, just try to ignore them. Don't interact with anybody there. That's my personal experience from the United States. Like, you don't look anybody in the eye, really. Yeah, strangers especially, because you never know their intentions. It's just things can get crazy just because you looked at the wrong person and said, hey, where's the highway from here? And pretty soon it becomes the whole thing. And that's something I even after 7 years, I never get used to, like how, like, they see I'm confused. I'm trying to load my GPS on my map, and I'm looking down at my screen. I'm scratching my head, and but they have no problem coming up and going, oh, where are you trying to go? Like, what's going on here? And eventually they found me. They led me to the right place, which I'm always appreciative of. Our mom and pop store down the street. I don't know if you know this here, but when you purchase beer, like cans of beer, and you take you pop the top, sometimes you get a free beer. It'll say one more. You get one free beer, and a couple things. It goes up. Like Kelly, again from Autumn in Asia, he won $250 once on one beer tab, and the other day I have $1, and then I get another $1, and then I get like 3 or 4 singles. I take it down to my local mom and pop store, and they're just like, yeah, yeah, what do you need? You know, so I got like $3.50 worth of things I can buy, and they're all in. But one day I went down there and I needed another 1,000 real, 25 cents, because I didn't quite have enough to cover, and I didn't have 1,000 real on me at the time. But because they know me, they were just like, it's okay. We'll see you in a day or two. And I did pay them, obviously. But the thing is, they are willing to just be like, once they know you especially, you know, they're just willing to be like, oh, okay, yeah. And this is one of the poorest countries in the world, and they're just willing to trust you like that. And I would encourage you, of course, never take advantage of that. Never try to rip them off, because that's the kind of thing that pisses me off more than anything, when you hear stories about these foreigners who come here and they eat at a restaurant and then say, oh, I lost my wallet, I don't have, and the restaurant says, hey, no problem, just come back tomorrow. And then pretty soon the restaurant is posting on, weeks later, saying, oh, don't trust this guy. He ate food here, he never paid. And you don't want to be one of those guys, you know. But again, you can be walking down the road and you can see some beautiful flowers, some beautiful landscapes, a lot of nature. And then right next door is like a place where people who can't afford garbage pickup just dump all their garbage. And it is heartbreaking to see that, you know. It is kind of a shock. But they are getting better at this, Cambodia is. They're always improving their infrastructure. They're always improving the ways they do things. And I think it's just amazing. Like I said, you don't just visit, you have to experience it here. You're here for a couple weeks, spend all the money you want, stay in the fancy hotels, eat at the best restaurants. But once you're here, once you're living here, you're just going to experience a whole new side that you've probably never seen before. From just a 2-week vacation. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love it here. That's why I never want to leave. And hopefully you can experience it as well. All right, be sure to check out all my links down below. Like I said, PayPal, Kofi.com, my other channel, Horror Reads, other channels from this part of the world that you will love. Absolutely check them out. And of course, from Siem Reap, Cambodia, I will talk to you guys in the next one.